All right, example 2, or 6, sorry, continuing from yesterday. Factor the GCF, m plus 5 times x plus 3 plus m plus 5 times x minus 10. Now, we get a more complicated looking expression this time. What I want you to see here, though, is these two things are being multiplied together, so they count as one term. And these two guys are being multiplied together, so they also count as one term. And the two terms are being added together. And what you're supposed to notice, hopefully you all have noticed, is that within these two different terms that are being added together, we have a common piece of m plus 5. It's a polynomial common factor. So even if it's not just a single object, but it's a polynomial, if it belongs to each object, you're allowed to take it out just like a regular common factor. So I can extract an m plus 5. The first object is left with an x plus 3. And the second object, it says plus, and it's x minus 10. The parentheses are there for effect, they're not required. So if you didn't put the parentheses, that's fine. If it said minus here, if this was minus m plus 5 times x minus 10, and this became a minus sign, now you're distributing a minus through it, it matters a little more. The plus sign doesn't matter as much. Okay. Notice though that m plus 5 is what came out, all this stuff is left over, and notice all this stuff left over is just x plus 3 plus x minus 10. So what's left to do is to add like terms. X plus x is 2x. 3 minus 10 is minus 7. M plus 5 is still out in front. Anytime you extract a common factor, always make sure that's coming along for the right as you're working through that problem. Belongs to the final answer. In this case, when you do get a polynomial common factor, verify that this doesn't factor more or this doesn't factor anymore before you're done. They're both first powers, so you can't go any further with first powers. M to the first, x to the first, done. If this, for example, said m squared minus 9, though, that's m plus 3 times m minus 3. That factors more. So always look for the possibility that things factor more before you circle it as done.